What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about 7 things I wished I knew before I started university. If you're new to my channel, my name is Adrian and I'm a junior at Northwestern University studying journalism, economics, and integrated marketing communications. The reason why I'm doing this video today is because I received a ton of comments and Instagram DMs which asked me to do a video about my college life, and many of you are actually going to become a college freshman this upcoming fall, so I figured it might be useful for me to film a video to share some of my personal stories during my freshman year and some tips and tricks for college. Even before my freshman year began, I had come across so many jokes and memes about quota system. Schools that follow quota system essentially divide each academic year into 3 regular quarters. So a quarter is much shorter than a semester, but you still have to take a certain number of classes in order to fulfill the degree requirement, which means that the class content is sort of compressed to fit into a 10 to 12 week schedule. When I was a college freshman, I definitely did not expect the quarter system to be so fast-paced. It's like when you're still trying to get used to college, you already have a bunch of quizzes and major group projects in week 2 and week 3, and the next week you have several midterms coming up, so you have to study for them. When you're finally done with all your midterms, you have to start preparing for your second round of midterms, and then it's reading week, you have to study for your finals. So the whole process just feels super intense, and it took me quite a while to get used to the system. And this kind of leads naturally to the second point I'm going to talk about, which is time management is the key to survival. I know a lot of people have talked about the importance of time management in college, but I think it's just especially true for Northwestern students. Compared to high school, where we always have fixed class schedules and daily routines, college definitely allows for more flexibility in terms of how you spend your time, but it also means that you could easily waste your time and become super unproductive if you have no idea what you should be doing at the moment and keep procrastinating instead. For example, I use Google Keep to keep track of all the assignments that are due in the next few weeks because I feel like Canvas just doesn't do a great job of displaying all of the upcoming deadlines and reminding of things that need to be done. Also, sometimes when I have like a 1-hour break between 2 classes, I would just use that time to check social media or watch YouTube videos, which is definitely not a great way of spending my fragmented time. As a result, I had so many panic attacks when I found out at midnight that I have a major assignment due tomorrow morning, even though I barely started working on it. The third thing I want to talk about is the pre-professional culture at Northwestern. A lot of people will argue that Northwestern is like the Big 10 version of UPenn because students in both universities are super career-oriented. I think it's partly due to the fact that Northwestern has a really great econ program, and there are a lot of students that want to do consulting after they graduate. On one hand, it could be a good thing because Northwestern offers a lot of resources that help you plan out your career and find internship opportunities. But on the other hand, it also creates a hyper-competitive atmosphere on campus because students are like competing for the best opportunities and their lives literally revolve around working and networking. Personally, I know some of my friends started doing coffee chat with Northwestern alumni right after school started, and sometimes they will go to class wearing student tie because they have to run to another networking event right after they finish their class. So my advice is that if you want to explore different career options, definitely go talk to the school's career office, but don't think that you have to do consulting simply because you go to Northwestern, and a lot of Northwestern students do consulting and consulting jobs pay well. My fourth piece of advice is be open to opportunities and don't fear rejection. Coming to Northwestern, I was so excited to find out that there are so many student organizations that seem super cool, so I applied to a bunch of them. Initially, I thought that I'll be able to get into all of them and then have the leeway to choose the ones that I like the most. However, the truth is that I got rejected by 4 out of the 5 organizations that I applied to. It was definitely a super frustrating experience, and I started to question myself, am I just not good enough? But after talking to my friends and some upperclassmen who went through a similar process, I realized that almost everyone who got into Northwestern was like an overachiever in high school. And when you apply to student organizations on campus, they tend to prioritize upperclassmen or someone who have had a decent amount of knowledge about Northwestern. It makes sense because for those highly selective student organizations on campus, juniors and seniors have a more urgent need to join them because they want something to put on their resume, and they also have a more comprehensive set of skills. So when a freshman competes with those upperclassmen, they tend to have a lower success rate. But don't take those rejections personally, and you always have another chance. The next thing I want to talk about is the mysterious divide between North and South Campus. You may have heard that North Campus and South Campus have very distinct personalities. When people think of North Campus, they tend to relate it to party culture and social animals, Well, it's true that the Frat Quad, which is where all the fraternity houses are located, and the biggest athletic facility on campus are located in the North Campus. So when you're up north, you can always see a lot of guys going to the gym together. And on Friday night, there's like loud music and more energy in the North Campus because people are partying. By contrast, South Campus is more subtle because all of the classes for humanities, communications, and art usually take place in the South Campus. So there's a stereotype that like South Campus is going to be more quiet. For me, I lived in South Campus my freshman year, and honestly, the fact that I live South doesn't mean that I missed out on opportunities or activities that happen in the North Campus if I really wanted to participate. And also, Northwestern is not that big, and there are buses that take students around campus and even to downtown Evanston if you want to eat out or watch a movie with your friends. The next thing I want to share with you guys is just so important because Northwestern has a very beautiful campus, but not always. When you first arrive on campus around mid-September, you'll be surprised by how beautiful the campus is. You can see people play volleyball on the beach and enjoy the sunshine at the lake feel. I've spent 2 summers in Chicago and I can tell you it's absolutely gorgeous. However, the thing is that the good weather is not going to last for more than 1 month. Around late October, the temperature is going to drop so much that you have to start wearing your winter jacket. After the Halloween weekend, you can see snow on campus, which signals the start of winter and your misery. So definitely seize every opportunity you can to enjoy the perfect weather. For example, go out with your friend or bike along the beautiful Lake Michigan shore. Like literally whatever you want to do in summer before it gets too late. The last thing I want to talk about is that college is a social bubble and you should definitely explore the outside world. One good thing about Northwestern is how close it is to downtown Chicago, where you have access to a bunch of amazing restaurants, vibrant city culture, and a lot of work opportunities. Northwestern has a pretty diverse student body, but the environment is still very different from the world that you'll be entering after you graduate. I think the school is aware of that, so it encourages students to take advantage of the school's proximity to downtown Chicago. You can take an inter-campus shuttle which takes you directly from campus in Evanston to the heart of Chicago. You can participate in a bunch of Northwestern sponsored activities. For example, you can spend a special night at the Art Institute of Chicago. You also have the chance to do an internship in Chicago and gain course credits through the Chicago Field Studies program. So I would definitely recommend signing up for some of those activities and spending some time in Chicago because it's just an amazing city that has so much to offer. So these are the 7 things I wished I knew before I started university. Although I have some other things that I would love to share with you guys about freshman advice in college, I don't want to make this video too long or dump too much information that will ultimately confuse you. But if you like this video or find the content helpful, please remember to give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more great content if you haven't done so already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!